2016 Porsche 911 GT3 RS car in VR. Hello there everybody and welcome back to OpenFed Gaming. I am the OpenFed. Today we're driving a 2016 Porsche 911. We're driving it in a European Clubman Cup 600 race, and we're driving at the Alsace Village track. Now we're doing 3 laps. We start at 12 of 12 cars and we started with a rolling start. Now I seen online that there was quite a few people that really seemed to enjoy this particular Porsche, so I had to give it a try. Now I can honestly say that they were not wrong. You still have to be a little careful in the corners, as you might find out later on in this race, in the 3rd lap I think. But if you drive properly and slow down for the corners and then pick her up again in the straight sections, this car is an absolute dream to drive. It handles fantastic, got lots of power. We got 3 laps, so we don't have to get excited. Just drive our line, and if the car's going too slow in front of you, then go by them, you know. And with each turn, we catch up to the next car, and then we just kind of ride them out until we can see an opportunity to pass them. As in right here, we just take them and cut them on the inside and get by. Absolutely fantastic. I love driving this little Porsche. It's a really cool little car. I'm going to have to try it out in a few other tracks. But anyhow, today we're at this track and we are catching up to our next competitor ahead of us. And they're spread out pretty good. And the front guys, the guys in the front of the pack, they are zipping pretty good. So we're going to have to do a little bit of work to catch up to these guys and get in front of them if we would like to win the race, which of course is what our goal is. It's everybody who races would like to win, but it's not necessary to win the race to enjoy the race, because after all, this is just for fun. You know, as we're coming around the corner here, I like to just kind of go with the flow of the traffic in the first lap and just kind of see how everything is going to go, refamiliarize myself with the track, and see if the cars, my competition is going to do anything weird or crazy on the track. You never know. Sometimes things happen. As we're coming around the corner here, we can see the end of the first lap in sight, and I think we better get past a couple of more. Now, we don't have to get too excited. Like I said, you know, this car, you just kind of move along. It's almost like a Sunday afternoon drive where you just take your drive line and you just put your foot down and it just goes and catches up to the next guy, passes him with no problems. It's a very, very nice car to drive. Now, we're well into our 2nd lap already. I'm not sure how many cars are left in front of us. We can see the one, you know, but as we all know, the OpenFed he always forgets to count the cars he passes because I enjoy the game so much. It just, you know, the laps I usually keep track of fairly decent, unless of course it becomes 10 or 15 laps, then I forget them too. But that's okay, because that just goes to show you how much fun the game itself is, that you can't even keep track of the laps because you're enjoying yourself so much. Now I do have to say that I am driving in VR, and all my races since I've gotten the headset have been in VR, with the exception of one where I wanted to compare the two. And I must say VR is the most enjoyable way to race in Gran Turismo, as far as I'm concerned. Well, probably any game, but this is the only one that I race in VR because I don't have any other ones. Now we can still see 2 more cars in front of us, and it's going to take a little bit of time to catch up to these guys as we're coming around the corner here. And our 2nd lap is almost done, so we don't have too much time left to sit back and wait, because that front car, which I believe these are cars number 1 and 2, he's still a little ways ahead of us, so it's going to take a little bit of time to catch up to him before we can even have an opportunity to pass him. And if you want to do all that in the last lap, you might not have enough time or enough track. It all depends on how long the laps are. And these laps are not very long. And you know, when you see these things that go over top, I don't know what they call them, those overhangs that they put over top of the track on this particular track, then you know you're almost at the end of the lap. right over here. So we're gonna see, we'll try and get by this guy here, right at the finish of the second lap, and then we're gonna have to try and catch this other guy. And like I said, we can take about half a lap to catch up to him, and then we gotta make our move if we wanna win the race. But the Porsche, she's not gonna be held back. That Porsche almost seems to wanna go on its own. Like I said, it just drives absolutely fantastic. It takes the corners really nice. But when we try to squeeze by this guy a little bit later on, if you catch the tire squealing, we take the turn a little bit too tight and she spins a little bit. So, you know, you can lose control of it because it's got so much power, and you got to make sure you drive the line in the proper way. So, as we're catching up to, we're going to stick close to him and wait for our chance to get by him. See, every time when there's a little bit of an opportunity, he takes off on us, so it makes it a little bit more difficult, but not impossible, as we're starting to get closer and closer to being beside him. A couple more turns and it's going to be curtains for him, as the Opafet's going to rip by him right over here. But we took the corner a little bit too fast as we're sliding a little bit sideways. So you let off the throttle right away to get control of the car again and keep going. That's the only way to race. Now, we could have waited, and we had a couple more places where we could have passed, but I wasn't sure how much time was left, because in VR, on the headset, you don't have any display on, and you don't know exactly how much of the track is left. You have to kind of memorize the track yourself in your head, which is okay. There again, all just part of the game. Boy, I tell you, this track was really enjoyable, and I loved racing this one. I hope you liked it as well, and until we see you again at the next race, you've been racing in a Porsche 911 with me, the Opafet.